Hi folks, Alan here from Outdoors Expeditions. This is the first in a series of small little videos which should hopefully help you along with your expedition training. What I'm trying to do with the series of videos is pick items, topics that the young people could actually carry out on their own. I'm trying to stay away from the more complex things like the navigation, that kind of things which really need some hands-on and some help. Today's video is all about the use of the Trangia Stove, which is probably the bread and butter of what most of our youngsters will use to cook on their expeditions. I'm going to look at the unit itself, the two different sizes, and probably the two most common fuels that we will use, which is the methylated spirit or the gas. There probably will be little small mistakes in the operation to how I do it, to how other people will do it, but what I will say is it comes from just under 30 years worth of experience working in the outdoors. So first of all, what we have here is the Trangia unit itself. This is the bigger one, and this is the smaller one, house of the two. So this is a 1 to 2 person, and they say this is a 3 to 4 person. So it's made up in several little components. What we've got the strap. I'll just take the strap off for you. We've got what we call a frying pan, or the lid. We've got the base, which forms part of the windshield. We've got the windshield itself with what I call the pan lugs. So if they're in, that's for putting the normal pan in, and then we can have them out for the frying pan. If you look onto this here, we've got some lugs, and then the lugs will line up with these. Two different size pans, and this unit comes with a kettle. Inside the kettle we have handle, and we have a burner unit, which is a methylated spirit burner unit, which is made up of the burner unit itself. Caps to seal the methylated spirits once it's in, once the burner unit is cold. You notice this one here has a rubber band, and then we have a simmer ring. The simmer ring is actually the one that we would be using to put the burner out if we use methylated spirits, not the cap with the rubber banding. A little bit about the burner unit then. The burner unit has actually got a wick on the inside of it, and what actually happens is when you fill it up, you'll notice that your methylated spirits will actually drop down a bit. That's because it's being absorbed into the burner unit. When it's burning, if it's burning clear, it should be pretty much like a gas stove at home. You should be able to see the individual fire outlets coming out of the individual holes. People say that they're not a good stove, but actually the stronger the wind blows with these stoves, if they're set up correctly with a methylated spirit burner unit, actually the stronger the burner will blow. So they are a really good tried and tested piece of kit. I'm just going to seal that up, and that burner unit will just drop into here. Pan handle, dead easy to use. I'll show you that on the frying pan. And my rule of thumb is, once we've set the cooker up, we always use the pan handle to pick any pans up. It saves that problem there of people getting burnt or taking a pan off, even if the unit is off. They think it's off and it might be on. So I always have the rule of we use the pan handle. Just going to put these little bits and bobs away so they don't blow away. And this unit here is the same setup, it's just smaller in context. What we have here is a different type of burner. So this is what I would call a standard gas burner, and instead of this dropping into here, we would feed this through smaller one. They work by undoing the little top red that's just come unloose there. Undo the top red bolt, and that will actually press in and out to be able to pour it. One thing to note when we fill these is there is a fill line on here. I actually go for the bigger one. I have this philosophy of we can take less with us in this if we need to, and we can take more. Whereas that one we can only take what the bottle will allow. So you might end up carrying two of them to the size of one of these. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to light this using the methylated spirit burner. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put this out the way. I'm going to put the burner in. Methylated spirits in here, and I'm just going to fill that up. And I'm going to fill it up about a quarter full. And that's about a quarter full there now. And what I can see there now is I can actually see the methylated spirits actually soaking away into the wick which is in the middle. I'm going to put the unit on. This ring I'm going to put out the way. Strap out the way. Simmer ring I'm going to need, and I'm going to need my handle out. So all of the bits that I'm not using now are out the way so they don't blow away. One of the problems with these units is though when they are on and we are cooking away, you will notice that sometimes the actual unit can burn out, so it's a good idea to actually carry a second burner. One of the problems you can have is if we were to try to refill the burner from the bottle and the burner is hot, there is a good possibility that the bottle will catch a light, so it's really important that we are aware of that. I try to have a central fuel dump where the fuel is actually away from the cookers. That means then the participants have actually got to get up and walk to the fuel, which actually gives the burning unit time to cool down, and they do cool down quite quickly. Even if the water was on a roll and boil, it wasn't quite ready for what you wanted, it wouldn't take long to get it back to that roll and boil again. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to light the unit. One thing I did forget is when we set up the unit that it must be on a firm foot. So I've got some fluid here. I'm just going to fill that. Long lighter to make it much easier to get in. One of the problems with this is in the sunlight, sometimes you can't actually see that the burner is actually lit. And that burner is lit there. I can see that. I don't really want to go over it testing it. All I need to do now is basically pick up my water. I'm just going to boil with this and I can put it on. Just to make this burn a bit faster, we can actually then just drop onto the top our frying pan or our lid. I normally put it the right way up, some people put it this way up. There's nothing wrong with that, it's just I just find it a little bit more trickier to get off. I can actually feel the heat coming out the side of that now. So that was pretty much the operation of the unit. What I'm going to do now is imagine that we brought this to a roll and boil. We've made our boil in a bag or pasta or brew, whatever we might want, and we might need to put this out. So I'm going to take this off. I get my simmer ring, and I've got to be really positive with this. I just put that over the top. I'm actually going to allow that now to cool down before I do anything with it. Right folks, what we're going to look at now is we're going to look at packing the cooker away ready for transportation. So I've used my water. I'm just going to take this off. My burner unit, my cooker is completely cool, so I can take all of this off. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dismantle the windshield, which then allows me into the burner unit. My burner unit is cold. They do say you can transport the fluid in the burner unit if you put the cap on using the rubber ring. My advice is I tend not to do that. I tend to always burn it out. This burner unit is cool, so I can put my cap on, my simmer ring on. My base plate turns upside down with the windshield, goes in. First thing I tend to do now is I always put on my strap. Never leave the strap on when you're cooking, because there is a tendency for them to melt away. I have seen that done before. I take the hand lugs out, one pan aside, the other one, they can go in. In here I've got the yellow plastic bag. This can be a Ziploc if they become cold. The yellow plastic bag just stops the scratching. It gives it a little bit of protection as well. And I can fasten my burner unit up. Ready for transportation with my fuel. Excellent little unit. Cost anywhere between, if you look right, dig a discount, anywhere between sort of £40 up to £60, even up to £70, £80, £90 if you want the non-stick versions. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope it's of some use. To go with the video, there will also be a downloadable PDF document which will break down the operation of the cooker, and they are free for you to use. Thanks for that. Bye bye.